good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, I'm a piano music. So the lead attorney has been killing it a lot lately. And yesterday he did a stream, or the day before, was called First Her, Then You, Then Me, All Gone. And a part of that stream dealt with a young lady that was at the time a single mother by the name of Judgy Justice. Now, I'll just deal with just a part of what happened in the stream. At a point in time with her and her baby daddy in Maryland, she basically had an issue about a custody battle, okay? And the courts wanted to give her 50-50. She didn't like that, so she had to fight to prove that she was the best parent. So she, at the time, just got out of high school. She was a young teenage mother. She was working at a warehouse. She was renting a basement apartment, according to her. But the courts were saying, like, hey, if you want full custody, here are some of the things that you need to do to prove that you're able to do the job as the mother. So she had to, bring her report card and bring certain receipts to prove that she was the better parent, that the child could live with her. And she was upset that the father didn't have to do that. And so whatever quarrels that her and the father had, and obviously we know that things happen when you're young, you have sex and then the baby comes out, but you don't really know the person. And it's quite possible that you and the person are not compatible. And this is what seems to have happened in her case. But she was explaining that she ended up winning custody of the child. She then also ended up getting married to another guy. So the child now has a stepfather.
You're not my dad!
And, she was saying that because she gave birth to the child and she, reared the child, and went all to the doctor's appointments and stuff like that, that women in the situation should automatically be given, the child because they're bringing the kids to term. All right. Now, you know that the lead attorney is a family lawyer, a divorce lawyer. This is how I initially found his channel, right? Because I get commented and I looked at some of the stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really great stuff. I'm sure the manosphere would get a kick out of this. And so this is his area of expertise. He deals with, divorces, child support, how to beat the system, and all those things. He's been doing so for 20 years. But there comes to a point in the interview where he straight out asks the lady, do you think that your child needs a father or a father figure, or a father, right? And I want to play what she said to that, and I'll come back and respond to the lead attorney. Stop the show. For all you guys knowing, this is fair use. Fair use, nigga! Fair use! All right, Dima, play that clip.
Let me ask you, do you think a child needs a father?
Yes, I do believe a child needs a father.
Does a child benefit from having the father in the child's life?
A child does benefit from having a father figure in their life.
Because what I just hear you say is me. I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. I'm hearing though you're not talking about the goddamn child. What does your child need? You keep talking about what you did, but what about your child? Why are you putting you above your child? That's what I can't understand. You say that your child needs the father. But then because he didn't but because he didn't show up to the visits, now your child doesn't get those same benefits. Your child gets less time, less valuable time with the father because he didn't show up to your visits. But the child is missing out.
I don't feel that the child missed out overall. The child is.
You just said that a child benefits from time with the father.
I didn't say a father. I said a father figure, and the father.
Oh my God!
And I did say a father figure.
Jesus Christ! Are you guys listening to this bullshit? So, like an uncle could be a father figure, right?
Yep. He had his uncles. He had my father, and he was able to, move forward in his life. Like, it's not, I don't think that every person is the right father figure.
Then why are you sleeping with these men? Why are you creating children with these men if they're not the father figures?
Well,
why don't you just sleep with your uncle? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
So I went ahead. I did not know that person was going to be like that when that happened. And then as things went on,
You
okay.
didn't know he wasn't going to show up to the visits? Is
No,
that
I
what
did
you're
not
talking
know.
about?
I did not know. It was
Oh, so let me get this straight.
50-50.
You slept with this dude and didn't know he was going to show up for the visits. And now that he doesn't show up for the visits, now your child doesn't need him. Now your child just needs a father figure. Your father, for example, or the uncle, for example.
Yep. And we've moved on perfectly. We've moved on. Now I'm happy married.
Okay.
He has a beautiful step.
I think I'm going to move on. I think I'm going to move on.
So you heard that powerful dialogue, and again, I'm so glad that the guy is here in the manosphere space, because without his platform, you really wouldn't understand how women think in child support. Now, if you look at Kevin Samuels, you get to understand the entitlement the women have in dating, which is awesome. And Kevin Samuels is really, really great with that. But this shows a different side of the coin, how women operate with entitlement to their children in comparison to their father, how they think. Because I'm not a parent and I don't have children. Some of you guys may have understood this and can relate to this better than me, but it's a sad thing. I want to talk about, 11 minutes and 40 seconds, he asks her plain out, does a child benefit from the father in his life? And she says, yes, a child benefits from a father figure. Okay. And so this is kind of what you get, the whole mentorship debate in the black manosphere. A lot of women think like, well, I got the kid, but we need like a stepfather, an uncle, grandfather. Let me just say this. Father figures are definitely important, whether it's the father or not. But are they as important as the father? And the reason is because the father has the most to invest in the child because it's part of him. You understand? Like, I wouldn't be the man I am today had it not been my father. Now, I have an older brother and I had people in my community, but they were not invested in me. They had their own lives, right? My father had to make certain sacrifices for me to be able to do things because I was his son. So that's how I am where I am today, because of the love that my father had for me to invest in me when other people wouldn't have invested as much. Okay? Typically, nobody's gonna invest as much in you as your own parents. That's why parenting is so important. Okay? Now, let me kind of get to this whole thing about the parental visits. Now, she said, well, because the guy didn't go to parental visits, he doesn't deserve this or that. And the lead attorney talked about that. A lot of times these ladies don't even tell you about those parental visits. So, you cannot even be getting along, not even be talking, and then they'll say, well, you didn't show up to the parental visits. Well, how could he have shown up if you didn't tell him? Okay? And then again, you have a new guy, a stepfather, which here you have another guy that has to come in and spend time with your kid because you couldn't get it right. And everybody is not a father figure, according to her, but I guess it was good enough. What does that sound? When you were sleeping with him and creating a baby. And just like everybody isn't a good father figure, everybody isn't a good mother figure. Okay? You care about yourself. And that's what the lead attorney was talking about. What about the child? What about what the child needs? And many women in America kind of feel like this. Like, the child is moving on forward. He's progressing. How? If I'm not mistaken, you were a lady that you were living in a basement apartment. You were working at a warehouse. I mean, if this is the goal for you as a mother of a child with no father, I can imagine what your social class could be. I mean, these are the people that are raising kids in Black America. And then you wonder why you get what you get. It's because of thinking like this. And it's similar to like corruption in third world countries. There is a such thing as parental corruption. Women who have these children for their own ego, for their own greed. And it's just like African leaders or leaders of third world country who steal and don't give back into the development of the economy. This is all that you're seeing right now in America. Women that having kids because they can, and they're pretty much just doing this because, I feel like I want to have a child to make me feel better. And I want to decide, but it's not for the benefit of the child, it's for the benefit of them. And the child gets destroyed in the process. So you have all these people with a lack of skills in America. You look at Black communities, you see what you have there. It's just no different from corruption in these third world countries. It is parental corruption, what she just described. And nobody that's in the upper middle class or upper class thinks like that. Like these are the kind of people that you move away from because you don't want to be in danger of getting robbed or shot because that's how they think. And I'm glad he exposed it. So much so, he kicked her off. Can I get like a kickoff boot sound effect, Dima? Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the comment pins at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.